few miles south of Newcastle-on-Tyne, you can drive in through the gateway of a stately home. The surprise comes when you arrive at the backyard. It looks like junk, but it's there for a purpose. Beamish Hall is the site of the new North of England Open Museum. It's a museum that's growing up. It hasn't had time to become a static collection. Where else would you find a museum with its own 19th century pub and with living dolls parading in Victorian costume? The new museum shows a past way of life in action. On 200 acres at Beamish, the project is to reconstruct how people in the northeast lived over 100 years ago. So there are examples in working order of hundreds of items made by the skills and endeavors of the people of the region. A miner's cottage, furnished just as it was in days gone past. An apothecary's shop, completely stocked and ready to deal with any Victorian medical emergency. This fantastic collection was rescued from destruction, and the rescue of relics as comprehensive as this is the keynote of Beamish enterprise. Large or small, any object worthy of preservation will find a place in the museum. Out of doors, an army of helpers prepare the ground to install fresh, heavy industrial exhibits. They use modern tools to help them lift into place the bits and pieces of bygone years, which will eventually add up to a complete picture of the region's past. For the building of Beamish is a community venture. Local people lend a hand. Local authorities are finding the money. Local youngsters are learning more about the part of the country into which they've been born. Local industries are combing their archives for relics which will be given a permanent and a worthy home. Mining and the Northeast are old companions. The past at Beamish will lead young visitors into an understanding of their region's future. At the Coalboard's area central stores in Whitburn, Jim Kane is a key man. He's concerned with keeping track of 5,000 different stock items which can be called for at any time to keep a score of North Durham mines in business. Jim travels 24 miles to work each day from his home village of Tantobie. If you want to know what's going on in Tantobie, keep an eye on the local post office. As secretary of the local youth club, Jim is responsible for the terrors. And the terrors are only terrors in name. They're really 12 to 16-year-old local schoolgirls who got fed up with a diet of hockey and netball and didn't see why the boys should have all the action. So they asked Jim to organize an all-girl football team. Now he's their coach, trainer and manager all in one. Their opponents are a team of 15 to 22-year-olds from the Sunderland Savings Bank. The terrors don't lack for local support. Under their captain, Margaret Smith, the Savings Bank girls put on a brave show, but the terrors didn't take long to get the measure of them. The Terrors have already knocked out all the local feminine opposition. They've lost only one game in 6 months. Now they're looking for opponents farther afield and already have a game lined up across the country in Lancashire. Final score, Terrors 5, Savings Bank 1. Tilmanston is one of the 3 collieries on the shores of the English Channel. For 70 years, water has had to be pumped up from the mine, and disposing of it from the colliery lagoons has been a long-standing problem. The sea's only a few miles away. This is the old fishing port of Deal. A bit more water would only be the proverbial drop in the ocean. Local fishermen didn't see it that way. They feared that dangerous salts in the mine water would damage marine life and their livelihoods. But extensive scientific tests have proved that the Tilmanston mine water is indeed harmless. The fishermen have had their minds put at rest. The County Council have given their blessing to the scheme. So, a £500,000 pipeline will soon connect Tilmanston to the channel, and the old lagoons will be drained safely into the sea. Tilmanston is looking to the future in other ways too. A new coal preparation plant is now processing coal more efficiently than ever before. Control is centralized and automated. In the new streamlined plant, coal is first reduced to under 4-inch pieces. Then it flows on by conveyor to be cleaned by a washing process which allows coal to float, stone to sink. The clean coal sails off the top of the bath, while stone and shale are carried out by conveyor. After drying and screening, the sized product is ready for the market. But there's a new breakthrough at the Tilmanston plant. For the first time, coal of less than 1/50th of an inch in size can be processed and sold to industry. This very fine coal is again floated off on an emulsion of oil and water, dried on huge drums and blown off by compressed air. This new coal preparation plant and similar ones being installed at the other Kentish collieries will mean that the coal field is now in line to produce and sell 1 million tons of prime coking coal each year, and for very many years to come.